So that's our neighborhood doctor.
Okay. Biggs, how do you feel about the youth smoking marijuana?
That's a great question. To be honest, I wouldn't judge them. Everybody has their own personal opinion and problem. It's actually a broad topic. I wouldn't want to categorize them because I don't know the situation. But how do you feel?
I feel marijuana is a powerful drug. Some people like it, some people enjoy it. The feeling that some people get from it does take them to an alternate state of being where they feel they can handle things in the world. And there are a lot of functioning addicts whom are saying marijuana does not hurt, does not harm, it comes from the ground. And yet, marijuana, just like any other drug, is a drug, it's addictive. And I worry about the longevity of what the effect marijuana may have on people, because I know a lot of the youth from 12 years old and up are smoking this drug.
Well, can we get your candid opinion about that? How do you feel about people that choose to use marijuana as a gateway to resolve their problems and just escape that problem for temporary?
Yeah, well, we have the medical marijuana, right? Am I correct?
That's correct.
Where you could get it in California. They got like 12 different species of
legalize it
in California.
on the East Coast now.
And then if you speak with the Devastis says it's in the Bible. So you can totally do everything you want to do.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's in the book. So I don't know. Marijuana it depends where it's grown at, because marijuana is pretty good sometimes, you know.
My next question is this. At least he's being honest.
Depending on where it's from, right?
Okay. Now, would you describe this as the problem in today's community? Hip hop videos or videos of different magnitudes that shows these youngsters that they could become people that they see on TV that represents a rich culture? Do you think this is the message that's really influencing the youths of today? Or has this been an influence since the beginning of hip-hop per se? Or
no, I love hip-hop. I think hip-hop is beneficial to the community, to the black race, to the black music world.
No, hip-hop of today.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the message being passed along?
The message is good. The only message that kind of bothers me when they do sing it is when they degrade black women, when they degrade black men, or when they tell you to go do something stupid. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, it's poetry. Yeah. It's black poetry. Yeah. So as long as you don't say, my woman's a such and such, and because that reflects your mother, your sister, your wife, and everything else. So you can't degrade a black woman, because a black woman is that's our foundation of who we are.
Well, now that you're talking about protection, how do you feel about Obama's new gun law that he's trying to pass? Does that sit comfortable with you? Do you feel like that's the right move to make for the way America's moving in a new society?
No, well, I don't think black people make guns.
Right, but how do you feel about the law being passed? The law will affect everyone.
Well, basically, if you put it in the proper perspective, the Second Amendment was made for white people, and it was made for where they had to protect themselves from the exteriors of Europe, which was England. So now that bypassed, that what we have to look at now is that we don't want black on black crime. We don't want a black person to get a gun and shoot their mother, father, or sister. But black people don't do that. We'll go kill our friends and everything, but we ain't gonna kill we ain't gonna go kill little kids that's 6, 7, 8 years old. Black people just don't do that.
Do you feel that the media perpetuates violence in certain communities other than the urban community, whereas we have Colorado shootings, massacres, and stuff like that?
Yeah, well, we always have black on black crime since day one. But when we was killing each other, it was all right. So now when the white people start killing each other, then now there's a problem. Now we gotta come up with different laws, different regulations. We gotta stop guns. We gotta do this and we gotta do that. But meanwhile, when we was going in there having black on black crime, nobody was saying anything.
Well, let me ask you a question about respect and religion. How do you think this society will be able to manage without religion and towards respect for each other, as far as whether it's racially or ethnically or just anything as far as the minority? You know, a lot of times we don't separate ourselves from actions. So I want to know, like, with religion, do you think that if religion was taken away from our society, how would we act amongst ourselves as human beings?
Well, my definition of religion is the way of life. That's what I feel religion means. So we need that to bring a universal consciousness to all of our people. And you could call the universal God, whatever you want to call him, from Jesus Christ to heaven knows what. But we need that in our life. And it's a consciousness, it's a God consciousness, it's a transcendental consciousness that we can see through all the ignorance that's portrayed and given to us in our laps and what they call quote unquote an education.
Here, so to try to see if I can reach out to the hood. Don't drink that wine, Coke would be better, it's easy to find. If that don't do, smoke a joint or two. Don't drink that wine, no, that wine. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, you're beautiful. Anybody got $5? Am I getting paid for this? Don't drink it.
Good evening, thank you for joining us. You're tuning in to Live with Mr. Manhattan Real Talk. Today we're going to be talking about discrimination in the urban community. Basically, I have Shawn Lucas with me today, who is in a relationship with a Hispanic woman, and he's actually getting some discrimination from her family. Is that correct, Shawn?
Yes, her two brothers.
Okay, Shawn, why don't you tell me a little about your relationship and your fiance?
Well, my fiance, she's Latina, and basically her brothers have a problem with it. She's into black guys. Mm-hmm. So we've been dating for about 5 months now.
Okay.
And I haven't even been to the house because they're the owners. They didn't even allow me on the porch.
Wow. have her brothers ever said anything out of the way, maybe to her or to you?
Well, according to her, that sometimes when they sit around with their family gatherings, they make some little remarks about black people, black jokes. So, which I'm here today to kind of want to make a point about, like, maybe I can try to educate instead of becoming frustrated with other minorities. Maybe I need to try to school them and educate them a little bit on their history.
Now, how do you feel when you hear about the remarks that are made toward a person of color? How do you feel about that exactly, especially being with a Hispanic woman?
It makes my blood boil because of the simple fact that how it's like you're dissing your own culture, you're dissing your own people. We're people of color. They're people of color. I mean, back then, all these shows that they have with the 10 Commandments and all these religious movies, they had white people. I mean, really? In hot sun, really? You really think so? Come on. I mean, for so many years, for generations, they have brainwashed people of color, make us think that we're different from one another.
So basically, are you saying that the people of color consist of African Americans, blacks, and Hispanic?
Yes.
Also?
Just like with Europeans, you have the English, the Irish, Russian, Polish. They have a whole different nationalities within the white race, and then it's the same thing with the black race. But the thing is, maybe because maybe they have a more lighter complexion or whatever, they have this thing that they're different from one another. It's still some that know their history, don't get me wrong, there's some Hispanics that acknowledge their African roots, and then you got some that may not. Either they don't know or they may not. Those are, in other words, layman's term, those are the house niggas.
So tell me, when you guys are engaged, correct?
Yes.
Okay. When it's time for you guys to get married, and it's actually the wedding day, and let's just think of a scenario. Her family do not attend the wedding, or maybe even her father don't accept you as a father, as a son-in-law, or as her husband. How is that going to affect your relationship with her?
Well, I mean, it's gonna, regardless, you can't
Does
win them all.
it affect your relationship?
I mean, just ignorance just gets to me, but I feel it just shouldn't matter, basically. And I just don't see what's the. It's just really nerve-wracking. But
now, if there was a message that you would want to get out to your brothers and sisters of another race within a 10-second time frame, why don't you express your feelings?
okay, for those you don't know, you are of color. Remember what that saying goes. If a white person said, you want to keep something from a black person, put it in a book. Read.
All right, and that wraps up our segment for today with Live with Mr. Manhattan Real Talk. You can always check us out online. You can also tweet us. I am Mr. Manhattan, your host, and I'm signing off. Take care.
Okay, no, it doesn't have to be on record. Okay, yeah, that's it. What did you just do? Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. Plug the mechanism. Yeah. That's right. Okay, a little bit wider. No, wider. Come back.
Run it down. March out in this town.
Right. Well, you're right there.
Bullets can sure stick.
And we're gonna get the monitor in the set. You want the monitor in? Move the monitor a little bit into the set. All the way to the edge almost. And turn it this way a little bit, 45, right there. I'll let you go. Yeah, all right. Take care, right? All right, good. Oh, I still got the hand out.
Might make you a mark.
Okay, I gotta give you that. Okay.
Not out of the law. You're in with a shot. Be a loser or a winner.
You ready? We're ready, right?
Quiet on the set.
Okay.
What do you think?
Okay, just do a rehearsal. We'll do a rehearsal.
Go here.
We're starting in 5, 4, 3.
Right. That's your boy Big. That's your lovely co-host, Shawn. Got the hood on the other side. Yeah. Welcome to the game. Reverend Nighttime Talk. That's your boy Big. That's your lovely host, Bob. The Penny of the Hood.
You know, bundle up and watch series. Your boy Boo
Ready? Stand by. Cut. Stand by. Here we go. Quiet in the set. 5.
It sounds really good.
Sound good.
It sounds really good.
Oh, you can say 2 6 perspective. I don't know. Right.
Quiet on set.
Listen. You got to speak up. There's no whispering.
Yeah, you gotta speak up.
All right. Stand by. You call it.
Stand by.
And you guys start to roll on 2.
Quiet on set.
Roll on 2. Come down from 5.
Quiet on set.
Run your thing. Good luck if you deserve it. Watch out for shark attack.